Hi, it's me, your girlfriend slash boyfriend slash day friend, favorite content creator. And shit feels kind of weird lately, doesn't it? Like in the gaming space. I mean, obviously in the real world, lots of things happening, but in the gaming space, things feel kind of weird, right? Like I'm seeing companies who have the trust of their audience suddenly just shitting the bed. I'm seeing people fall for obvious grifts to such a degree that they're making themselves punching bags. And I'm just like, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on here? But before we get to that, I do very quickly want to talk about the ID show from Xbox that was on IGN this time, which is kind of weird, but that's fine. So they released a couple more games, or not released games, more footage of games. And honestly, I had no idea that 33 Immortals was like a co-op roguelike game. I guess I was just not really paying attention to that because it's not really something that Thunder Lotus does. I have played Thunder Lotus games, so and especially that art style is very recognizable as them. So I was like, oh, it's one of like just their regular games. But after watching an ID Xbox, this has quickly moved up to one of the games I'm actually looking forward to playing with, simply because a 33-player roguelike RPG that's not like an MMO is intriguing to say the least. And I wonder how the cooperative aspects are going to work. If there's going to be like voice chat, if it's going to be just like text chat, is it going to be like an MMO? Who knows? But I'm interested to see how that works out with. And also, there's a game that I just downloaded called Pools that looks pretty interesting. So look forward to that video sometime next week. Anyways, though, what's going on? Let's start off with the Escape from Tarkov developers. So here we fucking go. So just a little background information. The Escape from Tarkov game is made by this company called BattleState Games. And this game has been around for a long time. It's like a more realistic taste on like the Battle Royale deathmatch thing where it's super hardcore. Like bullets have weight to them. Like you have to take into account a lot of different things in this game. It's not like a Call of Duty. It's a very realistic game. And as such has created a very dedicated fan base, very dedicated community. So when said community found out that their $150 Edge of Darkness version of Escape from Tarkov, which it was included as season pass, would not give them access to this new edition, they were a little bit mad. So now this is coming from IGN article, but essentially they're talking about, yeah, so they had a $150 Edge of Darkness edition of Escape from Tarkov, which came with the season pass and free access to all subsequent DLCs. But the Unheard of edition is not listed as DLC. So imagine paying $150 to get all future DLCs just to only be told that, oh, the new player versus everyone PvE mode and all the extra shit, that is actually part of a $250 expansion, which is not DLC. So you're gonna have to spend $150 for this and then $250 for the other shit. And it's like, this is rampant greed at this point, right? Like, very, very obviously that. Like, imagine having to play a game and then spend $400 just for content. $400. Now, obviously, people were very, very upset about this. But the best part is, like, I believe like the CEO or like the leader of the whole group was just like, hey, you actually can get access to it when it fully releases, but it's not fully released yet. But we'll give you a discount. So you only have to pay half the price of the $250 to get that. And I'm just like, I don't think you understand. Like, that's not the issue, right? Like, that's not the issue. And a lot of the fans are echoing in that sentiment. They're like, this is not an issue of like, hey, we wanted half off. This is an issue of we were promised one thing financially, and we bought it, and then you guys out of nowhere were like, here's a $250 edition. And if the $250 edition now exists only to help you test the game or the servers or whatever, then why even release it, right? Why would we release it for $250? Why not just have it be the one people who paid $150 get access to it, and people who didn't pay for it get access to it later? It seems weird to have another additional tier on top of that. You're asking for $400. Like, that's a lot of money to just ask for essentially something that you want them to test out for you. but they're trying to walk it back, but it's being really done really half-assedly. And I'm just like, how do you catapult your success like that? Like, you just catapulted it just out of the stratosphere and then crashing right down to earth, through the ground, straight to hell. Corporate greed. If only some handsome man talked about how greed is actually ruining gaming and not like random censorship or whatever. Oh well. Anyways, speaking of not understanding one's audience, there's this game coming out. It's a cozy little game called Farm Folks. And you would think just by the name and how it looks, it'd just be a little cutesy little, simulator game where, you're on a ranch or on a farm and you're growing your crops and watering your stuff. But you'd be wrong. Because what it's really about? Titty physics. That's right. Titty physics. And a cozy farm sim game. And listen, titties are great. We love them. We stand titties here. I myself have a great pair. But know your audience, right? Like, these are the people who want to play like Stardew Valley. These are the people who want to do like Harvest Moon. They want to do like My Time in like Portia. They don't want to play a game like this, which is mostly about farming and building community, and worry about titty physics. So then why would then you guys make this tweet? And then if you read said tweet a lot, like the vast majority of responders are like, this is how you take interest out of your game. And I'm like, yeah, dude, because the people you're trying to court with this are too busy making petitions about Stellar Blade, which we will get to. And that's not your target audience. Your target audience wants to know how many cute animals can be there, or if they can start a family. Not, hey, gang, would you want to see titties bouncing at 30%, 90%, or 50%? What about 150%? Like, it's not good marketing. Like, I just saw the ID Xbox Showcase games. That's good marketing. The Triple I Initiative, great marketing for indies. And now finally, because it cannot be complete, I guess, without talking about Stellar Blade in any capacity, there is a petition by, who starts this petition. There's a petition to free Stellar Blade because it's been censored unrighteously so. And there is an option to leave a video talking about why you're so upset. I'm going to just let the videos speak for themselves real quick.
Japan is a bastion of sexual freedom, and the puritanical West are trying their hardest to bring us back to sexual repression. I support this petition because I've had enough of the West constantly shoving its woke SJW feminist agenda down our throats. We're like the civil rights movement, but for video games. We can't give up, and we must keep fighting. We can win this war, and Grums will lead us into glorious victory. You can be sure of it.
Yeah. And on top of that, there are also the comment section that you can go to. And if you want to see the most like villain posting, I am sipping a glass of wine, sitting in the dark, waiting for my girlfriend to come home late at night type of dialogue. This is it. It's, oh man, it is bad. It is bad. And sad too. It's very sad to fall for shit like this. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I don't know how many videos I have to make. I don't know how many dumbass comments I have to wade through on my comment section, being called all sorts of names, before you guys understand that this man is a grifter. This is the same man who says he's against censorship, who is pro-Saudi Arabia, okay? Those two are in Congress. You cannot be anti-censorship, but then pro one of the most censorship-happy countries / kingdoms, because it's a kingdom, I guess now, in the world, who killed journalists. Like, no, it's not about censorship, you guys. It's never been about censorship. It's only been about the things that he likes of being in games and things that he doesn't like not being in games, which again is not censorship. A character redesign is not censorship. But getting rid of particular flags due to you not liking their gender identity is censorship, 100%. But he's got you guys looking out sad out here, like for free too.
That we are being censored from a game that we just purchased 2 days ago. It is not cool. It's not cool at all. You pay $80 for a game and you don't get the content completely. This censorship gotta stop. It has to stop.
And what is this gonna do? This guarantees nothing. And like I said in my video about Mark last time, all this is gonna happen is if Shift Up decides to release a laceless version of that costume or whatever, or the unpatched version of that costume, he's just gonna take credit for it, even though he has nothing to do with it. And you guys are gonna be like, oh, see, what our plan did work. I promise you it won't. I know you guys think of me and everyone on the left as your enemy, but we are trying to save you from this. You don't want to be this person, I promise you. You don't want to be the adults on the internet complaining that, uh-oh, this character doesn't have enough titty for me, and therefore censorship. And this is about stance, this is about principles and nuance and all those things, at the same time supporting a man who was pro-Saudi Arabia. Like, those two things, I'm telling you, they do not jive together. He's playing you. We are trying to help you not be played. But at a certain point, you guys either listen or don't. So there's that. And I also want to just add that I think it's so ironic that the group who said that we couldn't handle Stellar Blade are now the ones signing a petition to free it. They are now turning against that game. They are now mad at Sony, even though they were big up in Sony for even publishing Stellar Blade in the first place. There's a complete distinction between redesign and censorship. And this will be the last time I'm talking about this, because holy shit, you guys, it's getting kind of crazy at this point. So yeah, that's the video. I kind of just wanted to just talk about stuff. I don't have anything in plan in particular. I have some things I gotta work on because I'm gonna be on vacation next week. So I'm gonna have some things ready to go for that. But I just wanted to get this shit off my chest because it was really weird to just consistently see people doing this stuff. And it's like, hey, maybe we look up what censorship is. And also, maybe we look up what our market is and our audience and know who we're targeting, because it's weird that shit you guys are doing. It's weird for you to talk about titty physics in a cozy farm game. That'd be like if Nintendo was saying like, hey, we want to introduce boob physics in our Pokemon game. Just like, what?
My wife's boyfriend takes her out every fucking night after I come home from work, working my stinky balls off. And I've kind of had it with this bitch. So Stellar Blade was supposed to be my sexual relief after I come home every day, and then I hear about these fucking devs patching out the sexual shit, and I've had it because it's not fucking fair to me, because I work